My name's Thomas Bridgeford. I'm based in San Diego, California. I'm a aspiring TV producer and showrunner. I've got a TV show that I've been working on for about 5 years myself called Galaxy Demon, which is a really exciting, epic science fiction. It's funny, it's tragic, it's got action in it. And basically, like I said, I've been working on this for a very long time, and I'm trying to raise money to get the show made. I'm meeting with production companies, and I want the show to be animated. And I came across Sam McCarney's artwork, and I really loved it. And so me and Sam had a chat. We met up, and I commissioned her to create some drawings for me for some of the main characters for the show, which I could then use to raise money from investors.
So to be clear, the show was going to be animation, cartoons.
Exactly.
Okay, go on.
And like I said, I liked her art, so I decided to hire her. The understanding that make me some kind of concept art sketches that I can use to show to investors to try and raise some money, and then she'd come back. So it was $1,000, and then I was going to pay her another $1,000 to finish it, and she never finished it.
Here's what I want to be very clear on what the first 1,000 was versus the second 1,000. Is there anything in writing between you guys or no?
Yes, there is. We have a contract here, Your Honor.
Let me see.
Thank you. So the contract states, Your Honor, that the agency, that's me, Bridgeford Productions, the agency agrees that they will pay the artist up front in the amount of $1,000 for sketches, another $1,000 upon completion
of the final designs. Okay, so what happens? Does she give you the sketches?
I got some sketches, Your Honor. I had this is a vast world that I'm trying to create here, Your Honor. There's lots and lots of characters. I asked her to kind of come up with the first 6. She did 2, and then we...
Nowhere in the contract does it say how many characters?
No, Your Honor.
Design and illustrate character. Didn't you guys notice that? Like, are you designing and illustrating 2 characters or 200? Like, there's a difference in pay for that. All right, so she gives you 2, and what?
Well, I got some sketches. The sketches were good, actually. Here's what happened. I really loved the sketches. I loved the work that she did.
Let me see the sketches.
Here we go.
Okay.
Some great sketches here. This is the first stuff that she did, and I loved it. It was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted for my show. I got really, really excited about it. Then, when kind of things went wrong, was I used an AI generator because, like I said, this is a vast science fiction show. There's millions of planets in it. There's loads of different races and species and robots and things like that. And I took some of these sketches and some other sketches of some of her other art that I'd seen. I was still always wanted to pay Sam. I was never going to be like, oh, I'm going to replace you with AI. It was a case of like, oh, I'm going to use some shortcuts to try and get producers and...
Did you ever discuss it with her?
Yes, I did. Well, after the fact.
Oh, no. You know that after the fact is not what I'm asking. I'm asking, like, before you take, because you went into that pitch.
AI is an amazing tool that you can utilize in your work. It's going to help you. I'm sure you guys all saw those amazing videos that AI creates. And those are more like high-level AIs, but oh my God, they're mind-blowing. Absolutely beautiful. However, I don't believe that AI can replace artists. She used her talent, her own imagination to create that amazing drawing. I cannot even express. It's very impressive what she did with it. And just to try and replace her with AI, that's such a slap in the face. Well, at least that's how I see it. But what do you guys think about it? Please put it in the comments below, and let's go back.
You know, artists are very sensitive about AI. It is the subject of a great deal of angst and suffering and insult, and it's fascinating to me to watch because I'm in the bleachers watching it, because you can't get AI to do this. But there's so many things that AI is really good at that is frightening and that threatens the livelihood of so many people. And on the one hand, I understand the argument that, this is my art. And on the other hand, I understand the argument that progress is progress. But what you did isn't, choose AI over her. You took her and then you kind of presented, then you made stuff that didn't come from her hand, and you passed it off kind of as her art, right? Or no?
I suppose you could say that. I wasn't necessarily passing it off as hers. It was her style.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
Tell him that I am out of this contract, like that was a breach of contract. He essentially stole my art from past works and used it without my permission.
And later.
My back driver's side window is busted.
She's holding your dog?
And she's holding my dog.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm thinking she's trying to steal my dog.
Right. That's...
Judge Millian. We're back with a dispute between Thomas Bridgeford and artist Samantha McConney over unfinished character sketches.
Did you tell anybody at the pitch that some of these are AI and some of these are hers? And
I said it was concept art, and the finished.
And then you mentioned her name.
Yes, and the finished work. This was a part of the pitch deck. I can show you this. This is one of the slides from the pitch deck.
Let me hear from you, Ms. McConney. When did you first learn that this was happening?
Hi, Your Honor. I heard this was first happening after he had told me that the pitch had gone great and all of the investors loved it and they were so excited to work with me. And when he told me that he had all these characters created, I was appalled because I don't remember ever creating this monstrosity, literally. Like, what is that? Like Wi-Fi on his head? Is that a wrestler? I don't understand, Your Honor, but basically what I had gathered was that these three had literally nothing to do with you. No, but
these three characters.
Your Honor,
and then underneath it says by lead artist Sam McConney.
Correct, but when I found out later on was that he had used old work of mine prior to this contract that I had no idea about from my
website. You didn't authorize?
No, that I didn't authorize. And
how did he even get it?
Well, I have an Instagram page about like the art that I've done and a website that I have for all my art pieces, and it says there in watermark that it belongs to me.
Oh.
And next thing I know, I'm looking at this thing that he presented, exhibit there on the screen, that they look like old art that I had put in online but were done by me from years ago. And
so the ones on the left were done by you and the ones on the right were AI?
All of them are all AI, Your Honor.
Oh, all of them are all AI.
It just has common aspects of what I've created before in the past, and he just took it and thought it was his to toil around with. It's unjust, Your Honor.
That was so unfair. And those drawings are not good. And to put her name underneath, I would probably counter-sue him for slander. No, I have nothing to do with that. Please don't bring my name into that mess. And he's a producer from San Diego, and he couldn't even spend enough money for a decent AI? Because that was not good. I don't know what it was, but oh my goodness, looks like something that my 5-year-old would draw. Let's go back.
So you end up telling him what?
I tell him that I am out of this contract, like that was a breach of contract. He essentially stole my art from past works and used it without my permission.
So at that point he had paid you $1,000 for sketches. You had given him the sketches.
Correct,
so you just said, I'm not working with you.
When he told me that he created more images from what I had created with AI and from my past work, that's when I said no, because that's not what
Now, had you actually done some of the finished characters?
I had finished just two, the two that are presented. The two that are colored in are the ones that I finished. And
those are great.
Thank you. And then the last one there, it was a work in progress. And then I was told about the investor meeting, and here we are, Your Honor.
So you're not suing him for using your art. You're suing her because she bailed on you, because you got what you paid for in the first $1,000, which were the sketches.
The sketches aren't complete, Your Honor. I can't use these sketches.
Well, no, in your contract, and I don't know why you put it that way, but you put it that way, is that it would be $1,000 for the sketches and another $1,000 upon completion of the designs. She feels that you breached the contract, Mr. Bridgeford, by using art of hers without her authority, pretending that lead artist Sam McConney did this when she didn't, using her name in a way that she didn't authorize, and you may not have intended to, but don't you think you breached the contract?
No, Your Honor. I'm just trying to get this show made, and
at all costs.
Not at all costs. I want Sam.
She doesn't want you anymore.
I know she doesn't want me anymore.
Right, because she's really mad that you used AI and used her prior art without her consent.
I was going to go back to.
How are you going to be a TV producer and not understand talent and art?
The intention was to go
artists.
back and hopefully pay her thousands and thousands of dollars to draw better pictures of the AI.
Why don't you talk to her and say, hey, I have an idea. Let's use AI. Let's see what we get. And then you perfect on that. At which point she would have said, absolutely not. I have a philosophical objection to AI as an artist. You see? So then you would know where you stand, and then you wouldn't be pretending that she drew this, which this looks like you did. So it sounds to me like you breached the contract. She did not breach the contract. You should have just let her do what it is you hired her to do. Instead, you tried to maximize your money and send it all on a pit. But I don't understand how you don't understand artists, and you don't. It's what the SAG-AFTRA strike and the writer's strike was about.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Actually, really, the writer's strike. I think that would be more accurate. But for the love,
I'm an artist myself.
Oh, just stop! You're not an artist. If you really were a true artist, you would understand that reasonable minds differ on this, and you would at least give her a chance to differ. And you didn't. What you are is a businessman who wanted what he wanted when he wanted it. I find that you breach a contract, and I am not going to force her to give back the $1,000.
Man, don't shoot yourself in the foot. You were set really beautifully with this amazing artist on your side who was about to deliver amazing drawings that you can do so much with and present them to your producers and probably get your show financed. But now, sorry, she's out. You have to look for someone else who will agree to your terms. And what a waste of money and talent. And to rely on AI when you have someone as amazing and talented as this artist by your side, I don't know, what were you thinking, honestly? What do you guys think about this case? Please put it in the comments below, and thank you for watching.